dark rooms, strange whispers, and chills down your spine, nothing hits harder than a good old 1990s horror movie. These films were not just scary, they stuck with you long after the credits rolled. From haunted houses to twisted minds, the 90s gave us nightmares we never forgot. Get ready to relive 10 unforgettable horror films that still haunt our memories today. You might want to leave the lights on for this one. Number 10. The Silence of the Lambs.
Your credentials?
Certainly.
A chilling mix of crime and horror, The Silence of the Lambs is a movie that stays in your mind long after the screen goes dark. It tells the story of a young FBI trainee named Clarice Starling who seeks the help of a brilliant but dangerous killer, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, to catch another murderer. What makes this movie truly unforgettable is the terrifying performance by Anthony Hopkins as Lecter. His calm voice and intense stare make every scene feel dangerous. Released in the early 1990s, this film became an instant classic and even won 5 major Academy Awards. With its smart story, creepy atmosphere, and haunting characters, this movie is not just scary, it is legendary. It still gives chills more than 30 years later. Number 9. The Sixth Sense.
Oh my God, but you can see her?
Yes.
Where is she?
There is something truly special about The Sixth Sense. It is not just a horror movie, it is an emotional and deeply haunting story. Released in the late 1990s, it follows a young boy named Cole who can see and talk to ghosts. His secret terrifies him until a child psychologist, played by Bruce Willis, tries to help him. What makes this movie unforgettable is the slow buildup of fear, the quiet tension, and a twist ending that shocked audiences everywhere. The phrase, "I see dead people," became one of the most famous movie lines of all time. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan, the film mixes fear, sadness, and mystery in a powerful way. Even decades later, The Sixth Sense still leaves viewers with chills and wide eyes. Number 8. Event Horizon. Few movies from the 1990s blend science fiction and horror as powerfully as Event Horizon. Set in the future, the story follows a rescue crew sent to find a missing spaceship. What they discover is far more terrifying than they ever expected. The ship, named Event Horizon, has returned from a journey into deep space, but it brought something evil back with it. Strange visions, ghostly voices, and violent nightmares begin to haunt the crew. Directed by Paul Anderson, this movie creates a dark and disturbing world that feels cold and endless. The music, the lighting, and the slow fear building in each scene pull the viewer deeper into the horror. Over time, Event Horizon has become a cult classic that still frightens people even after more than 20 years. Number 7. The People Under the Stairs.
Where? See it? There, right over there. It's flying just over the rooftop. It's going on.
This wild and creepy movie takes horror in a bold new direction. The People Under the Stairs, released in the early 1990s, follows a young boy named Fool who breaks into a strange house in his neighborhood. What he finds inside is beyond imagination: hidden rooms, cruel adults, and children trapped in the walls. Directed by Wes Craven, the film mixes scares with smart messages about society, power, and fear. The house feels like a living nightmare, full of twists, secrets, and danger at every turn. What makes this movie stand out is how it uses horror not just to frighten, but to make people think. With dark humor, shocking moments, and a strong story, The People Under the Stairs remains one of the most unique horror movies from the 1990s. Number 6. Tales from the Hood.
Bruce! Jenny, you back?
Tales from the Hood delivers horror with a powerful voice and unforgettable stories. Released in the mid-1990s, this movie is a chilling mix of supernatural tales, each with a deeper message. It follows a funeral director who tells 3 gang members scary stories about crime, racism, abuse, and revenge. Each tale is shocking, emotional, and full of meaning. Directed by Rusty Kundieff and produced by Spike Lee, the film mixes real-life problems with scary and sometimes funny scenes. The acting, music, and storytelling keep viewers locked in from beginning to end. What makes Tales from the Hood stand out is how it uses horror not just to scare, but to speak truth. Even today, its bold voice still feels fresh, real, and haunting just like great horror should. Number 5. In the Mouth of Madness.
Disappeared 2 months ago without a trace. He's the guy that writes horror books.
You can forget.
Some movies do not just scare you, they pull you into a world where nothing feels real. In the Mouth of Madness, released in the mid-1990s, does exactly that. Directed by John Carpenter, this movie follows an insurance investigator named John Trent, who looks into the disappearance of a famous horror writer. What he finds is a town filled with madness, monsters, and twisted reality. As the story goes deeper, the line between truth and fiction begins to break. The movie feels like a nightmare that you cannot escape, with strange images and shocking turns at every corner. Inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft, it builds a deep, eerie mood that stays with you. In the Mouth of Madness is pure psychological horror that still confuses and scares fans to this day. Number 4. Interview with the Vampire.
You're tired. You want to sleep?
Dark, beautiful, and haunting, Interview with the Vampire is not your typical horror movie. Released in the mid-1990s, it tells the story of a vampire named Louis, who shares his life story with a reporter. From the loss of his family to the pain of living forever, Louis's tale is filled with sadness and blood. Tom Cruise plays the wild and dangerous vampire Lestat, while Brad Pitt gives a powerful performance as the lonely Louis. The movie takes you through centuries of pain, love, and horror with rich costumes and haunting music. Based on the novel by Anne Rice, this film shows the emotional side of monsters. With its deep story and beautiful style, Interview with the Vampire still holds its place as one of the most unforgettable horror films of the 1990s. Number 3. The Devil's Advocate.
That was a question, sir.
What? Do I like bankers?
Some horror hides behind charm, power, and success, and The Devil's Advocate shows just how dark that can be. Released in the late 1990s, this chilling film follows a young lawyer named Kevin, played by Keanu Reeves, who gets a dream job at a top law firm in New York City. But soon strange things start to happen, and his life begins to fall apart. Al Pacino plays the firm's mysterious boss, who is more than he seems. The movie mixes horror with legal trauma, exploring deep ideas like temptation, greed, and the price of power. The big city lights and rich settings hide a growing evil that slowly takes control. With sharp acting, powerful scenes, and a shocking twist, The Devil's Advocate keeps you thinking long after the credits roll. It is stylish, smart, and truly haunting. Number 2. Ghost in the Machine.
Work around computers all day, I'll never understand them.
You can mess with your credit cards. You can wipe out your bank.
When death meets technology, the result is truly terrifying, and Ghost in the Machine proves it. Released in the early 1990s, this high-tech horror story follows a serial killer whose mind is transferred into a computer system after a deadly accident. From inside the wires and screens, he begins to hunt his next victims by taking control of electronic devices in their homes. The film blends fear with a fast-growing world of computers, a theme that felt new and exciting at the time. As smart homes were just beginning to appear, this movie showed how deadly they could become in the wrong hands. With thrilling moments and shocking deaths, Ghost in the Machine taps into the fear of losing control to machines. It remains a unique mix of science fiction and horror that still feels creepy today. Number 1. The Haunting. Big houses with dark secrets never stop being scary, and The Haunting from the year 1999 makes sure of that. This chilling movie takes place inside a giant old mansion with creepy halls, strange sounds, and ghostly shadows. A group of people, including a woman named Eleanor, join a sleep study at the house, but soon realize they are part of something much more dangerous. The movie uses loud sounds, moving objects, and ghostly shapes to create non-stop fear. With its grand set design and eerie mood, it feels like the house itself is alive. Based on a classic story, this remake brings the haunted house genre back to life in a big and stylish way. The Haunting is a spooky ride from beginning to end, filled with fear, beauty, and the feeling that something is always watching. Those were the 10 iconic horror movies from the 1990s that still send chills down our spines. Each one left a mark that time cannot erase. If you enjoyed this spooky trip down memory lane, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a scare. Do not forget to leave a comment and tell us which movie still haunts you the most.